Welcome back, you guys, with another reaction video. Now today, again, we're going to be reacting to should we pour silicone on real life Pokeball. Now, this video, I really don't know what this is, but I guess it's a scientific experiment. So without further ado, let's get into this video.
These are a couple of real-life Pokeballs that you may have seen floating around on the internet. I got this one from Dan Markham from the What's Inside channel, where they cut open a metal Pokeball, so if you want to see what they look like on the inside, go check them out. This one's from the Devon Supertramp channel, where they produced a video on Pokemon in real life. A couple of good quality videos, so if you want to see them, go check them out. The links are in the description. These things don't actually belong to me, I do have to give them back, but while they're in my possession, I thought it'd be fun to cast them in silicone so we can make exact replicas, and have our own silicone Pokeball mold for casting whatever we want. I have explicit instructions to give this Pokeball back in the same condition I received it. The funny thing about this is when Devin lent this to me, he asked me not to scratch it up, but to return it in the same condition I got it. If you set your Pokeball down, they fall forward. So there's definitely some electronics or something weighted inside that makes them go face down. I would rather that these things sit upward, facing at a 45-degree angle, or flat. So when we design our molds, we're going to have to design them so they come out a little bit better like that.
Right.
I notice on the bottom half here, I can wiggle it. There's a little bit of play. So that makes me believe that there might be a way to separate these two halves. We gently work around the edges. You can actually see that there's a clasp under there. There we go. Okay, cool. So our Pokeball does separate into two halves. You can see it's actually got 3 latches to hold together. And this is why it's top heavy. It's got this really heavy metal button near the front. And apparently there aren't any batteries in this, so that makes a lot of sense as to why it's not working. Now these button cell batteries are 2016 and they should be 2032 for this unit. But to compensate for that, all we need to do really is just bend these wires up a little bit so they make contact. Let's tuck the wires in out of the way and put the two halves back together, and it should click back into place. There we go. And now we've got a little light up Pokeball. You're welcome, Devin. Don't say I didn't do anything for you. Now these balls are mostly filled with air, which means if we put them in a container and fill it up with silicone, they're going to float to the top, and that's not going to be good for getting a mold. We need to weight them down. There we go, I heard a snap. Awesome. Just like that, our Pokeballs gained some weight. So we're back inside, and I packed these things full of as many rocks as I could get into them, which has given them a significant amount of weight. That's going to be important because we want these things to stay down at the bottom of the silicone. So at this point, let's go ahead and fire up our hot glue gun, gather up some acrylic, and start mixing some silicone. So check this out, I've got 2 black dots on my acrylic, and what we're going to do is glue the base of the Pokeballs on there so they angle up at a 45-degree angle. Then we're going to take these 5-inch acrylic tubes, place them over top of the Pokeballs, and use a bead of hot glue to secure them in place and make them airtight. The only thing left to do after that is to pour in the silicone, let them set, and see if we got ourselves a Pokemold. Now in my last silicone pouring video, I didn't explain how to mix up the silicone, but there are basically 2 steps. There's the white runny silicone, which is really icky and gooey stuff, and then you have something called a catalyst, which can come in different colors. In my last video, we used a red catalyst, so in this video I thought it'd be fun to use purple, and we mix this in on a ratio of 1 to 10, and that's by weight. Silicone is really sticky stuff to work with, so if you do get any on you, it's a real pain in the butt, so this is why I'm wearing gloves. So let's slap a bowl on our scale, measure out some silicone, and then add 10% of the catalyst and mix it in thoroughly. 5 pounds, 4 ounces to grams.
5.2500001 pounds equals 2,381.36 grams.
That's just my question. So we want 239 grams of our hardener. At this point you can see the consistency. Kind of looks like blueberry yogurt. Actually looks really good, really nice. And I forgot a cloth, so we're just going to set this on my workbench and we'll let that harden up later. Alright, cool, it's time to pour.
What? Dude gonna be mad. I would be mad if he did that. I would be mad if he did that.
You can already see on this one, trapped air bubbles are starting to rise out, and I'm just going to help those along by giving it a little jiggle. Hopefully those little jiggles will help release any trapped air bubbles. Because if there's anything trapped on the inside, that's not going to work out very well for us. Now you can see I made a ridiculous mess pouring this stuff. We've got leaks coming through the sides, we've got it spilling over the top. You can see this puddle where the beaters have been leaking silicone, and right now it's extremely sticky. But we can come back tomorrow when it's firmed up, and rather than having a sticky mess, that whole thing will peel right off and clean up without any trouble at all. So our real-life Pokeballs are completely encapsulated in silicone right now. We really have no way of knowing whether or not they turned out. So, did we secure them well enough to the base, or are they going to float to the top? You're going to have to join me in the next video because tomorrow we cut them open, rip them apart, and take a look at what we've got. Thanks so much for joining me for this experiment. I'll be looking for you in the next one. Talk to you then.
Well, you guys, that was that video. Sorry y'all heard me coughing the video. I mean, I'm very sick. I lost my voice, and yeah, that's basically it. But without, I really can't even be on. I gotta be honest with y'all about this one. This video, I really didn't understand what was going on. He told dude don't mess up his ball, but he did anyways. He poured stuff on it on purpose. If I was dude, I'd be I'd be like, you gotta see me outside with the hands. But I mean, hey, he got all that money, so he probably buy that man another one. But that sums up that video. If you like that video, make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more daily content. I'm Devon from DV4L, and that's that video, man. See y'all tomorrow. Finna get some red.